Welcome to another episode on our channel. We are revisiting this figure. It's a fife and drum figure, the 64th Regiment of Foot, British Infantryman. And I'm doing it for two reasons. One, I customized the figure, changed it up. But second, I wasn't as savvy as I like to think I am in terms of eBay. So when I saw this figure and saw what it was priced at, I got excited and made an offer. And when it was accepted, I was on cloud nine. But I didn't really look at the box. And bless the heart of the seller, he really had taken quite a few pictures of the box. It's like the worst box I've ever gotten. And at first I thought I was misled, but he was transparent with photos of the box. There's tape here, here. I mean, it's probably the most beat up box I've ever had. It was made in 2004, though, so it's 20 years old. The thing that struck me, though, when I went back and looked at, when I saw the box and I went back and looked at the listing, he said the box was messed up and he had plenty of photos of the box, which I should have taken into account before I made my counter offer. But he said that it had never been opened. And it's really hard to reconcile that when you look at the invisible tape over the tabs and how worn the tabs are on both sides. You know, to me, this says it's been opened many times. And I don't know, why a person would say it's never been open when it looks like it's very much been open. So it's confusing to me. But he was willing to take a return. The problem is I can't find another figure like this. There's only one other figure I can find. And it's way too highly priced. So no, that's too much for a figure like this. So I did cancel the return and have opted to kind of take him as word that he's never opened the box, but somebody opened the box and somebody took the figure out of the box, because when I did show it, I didn't even notice it at the time, but the hat had scuff marks on it. It doesn't now because I painted, I repainted it, but it had white scuff marks on it. There are scuffs at the top of the hat, but those are not as noticeable as the scuffs that were on the black part of the hat. So I have fixed that. The body it came with, this was made by Sideshow, 2004. This was really great stuff way back when. So this figure, this head sculpt was the best in the best out there at the time. But we've advanced now, and so this head doesn't look all that great. But the problem with this body is that the arms are way too long. I mean, his hands are curled and they're really hanging down from the body. This is not a good proportion. So I've opted to customize the figure, and I hope you like the new figure. We're going to pause and I'll get him out here and we'll take a look at him. So what do you do with a Sideshow body that has arms that are way too long? You find a dragon body to replace it with, or a mini times body to replace it with. And this is a dragon body. And I have Cary Elwes, his head on this body. He was from The Princess Bride. He played or portrayed a pirate. So he has the bun in the back. So he truly does or can pass as a British soldier. And the uniform fits on him so nicely since the body is more proportionate now. Dragon body. All right. So yeah, the one thing, again, that won't work, though, is, even though I fixed the scuffs on here, he really does not fit this hat very nicely. His hair is way too big. No matter where I put the hat, it's not going to fit. I'd have to use a lot of hot water to get it to fit, and I don't want to do that. On top of that, I'd rather pose him with his head showing, hatless. Put the hat down at the bottom, you know, in this kind of regal position. So this is my version of the British soldier. Took the uniform from Sideshow and repainted the hat to get rid of the scuff marks. Put him on a dragon body and used Cary Elwes's head to portray this British customized soldier. And I think I love this look a lot better than I did the previous look. And you can tell me if one looks better than the other. Now, there are diehard purists who, you know, and I don't blame you if you want to keep the figure the way it was made, but I tend to want to have my figures look, I don't know, more realistic, look good to me. I want the guys to look really good and the gals to look really good. I want them to be color coordinated. Actually, this off-white at the top of the helmet kind of bothers me, even though I know it's apparently period accurate. And the gun, I wanted to make the silver black, but I guess it's the Bess musket, and they came as silver with brass on the trigger guard and on the end plate. What I didn't know or realize until today was that the hammer does go back and forth. It's kind of neat for something that was made 20 years ago. So we'll pause now and get him on a turn tray so you can see him from all sides. I was partially right on the musket. It is the Bess musket, but apparently it's a Brown Bess musket, even though there are no black Bess muskets or purple or silver or gray Bess muskets, and nobody knows why it's called Brown Bess musket, but it was in service for at least 100 years, and it came in silver and brass. We'll just go around and let you see him from all sides. So the canteen does go over the haversack. And it says 64th Regiment or something to that effect. Just says 64 back there on his backpack or his bedding. Now it's interesting, his gaiters are very frayed and loose. And I thought that was another defect when I received the figure, but the seller was able to show me a bunch of pictures where the gaiters are frayed and loose. Apparently that's how it came from Sideshow. So, and the painting doesn't look all that great in terms of the line here. It looks a little shaky, but there's some photos of the hat elsewhere and on the box where it doesn't look perfectly straight. So I don't know, that's kind of strange that it wouldn't be perfectly straight, because I can't see them painting these things by hand. Anyway, so we'll pause now though and get some tighter photos from here on out. So I was just thinking of cake. I love German chocolate cake. That's my favorite cake. You know, if there's a piece of German chocolate cake laying around, I'm going to eat it. There's no way I'm not going to eat it. It's my favorite cake. And I always thought it originated in Germany, but apparently it originated in the United States, but it was created by a person with the last name of German. So that brings us to the gun again. Not only is it called Brown Bess, a Brown Bess musket. We don't know why it's called Brown, but we also don't know why it's called Bess. I was thinking, well, maybe the last name of the person who created the weapon was Bess, but apparently we don't know. Maybe you guys know, but my husband did a little research. He couldn't find the answer. So anyway, here he is, and we'll just go around so you can see him a bit better. There's the 64. Regiment of Feet. It's a weird name, Regiment of Feet. But they are infantrymen, so they are walking a lot. So they're using their feet. It's just a weird name to call a regiment. I don't know. I wouldn't call it feet. I call it the 64th Regiment of Infantrymen. I don't know. But anyway, we'll pause now and get a close-up of his face. I had to say one more thing. I'm just so confused about some things, Brown, Bess, musket, why Brown, why Bess? But why, again, going back to the 64th Regiment of Feet, why feet? I mean, that does not provoke fear in me to be attacked by the Regiment of Feet. I mean, if it was the Regiment of Lions or something like that, maybe I would be a little scared. But the Regiment of Feet, oh my, let's run. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, so we will literally now truly pause and get a close-up of his face. We're already starting at one side, so we'll just go slowly to the other side. And we'll just rest right about there. There you go. Okay, my husband just called me a crazy old grandma, and that might be true to a certain extent, but I just realized, re-looking at the box, it's not Regiment of Feet, it's actually Regiment of Foot, which flows better. It's a funky font. It really looked like feet, but apparently it's foot. So that flows a little bit better, but I don't know, it still doesn't invoke fear to be called the Regiment of Foot, like the Regiment of Hand or the Regiment of Knuckles or the Regiment of Brains. I don't know. If you're a Regiment of Lions, that might work. Or just call them the 64th Infantry Regiment, period. That would work. Anyway, it's things like this that keep me awake at night when I think about what doesn't make sense. But, all right, foot. Okay. So when you see this guy next time, he'll be next to a Continental soldier who didn't call themselves Foot. But anyway, sorry. Okay. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.